Welcome to the What Do We Call It podcast. I'm Jmann, and with me today is the Dirty Bee, who never, ever, for some reason, feels the need to say her name because she's always an unwilling participant in this. Today's episode is guided by an episode of earth-shattering anger I experienced yesterday, a revelation that I was told. You ready for this one?
No.
She's pregnant. I'm referring to my ex. See why I said I wanted to record? Why I wanted to record your reaction in real time? Yeah. Yeah, I pulled up to pick up the girls yesterday, and they were waiting outside for me, and I wasn't really paying attention. I pulled the car up and unlocked the door, and they went to get in, and I went to let in my youngest, and something, baby, I don't know. And then I heard my oldest talking with my ex, and all of a sudden she went, shh, and I turned and I looked at her, I'm like, fuck you. You are such a bitch. Oh my God, I hate you so much right now. So as if having two children that she has trouble staying calm enough to care for properly was not bad enough, now her and Loverboy are going to conceive, or have conceived, what will be his fifth child. Did you know that he had one that's 19 that he recently just got back in touch? Yep.
What?
See, he knocked a girl up in high school, and they gave it up for adoption, and then he kind of stayed in touch to the point where she found him after she was 18, and they recently reconnected. So, he's paying child support for 3 to his baby mama. The 19-year-old has a different mom than his other, I think. Pretty sure. And now this one, which he only creates girls. I've only created girls. And that's, you know what's the saddest fucking part about this? Is that she asked Juice, that's my oldest, that's her nickname. She asked Juice, would you be excited if mommy had another baby? And she was all excited. Right? Because she's 5. She doesn't fucking know. She's like, oh, I want to have a baby sister. I'm like, you already had one baby sister and you thought it was a fucking nightmare and you complained about her taking all your shit and stealing the attention away that you deserved. Because she's a constant, never-ending tornado of bad judgment that requires me to hover over her. And, oh God, I left there so angry. And then I went to my parents' house. And
did you even say a word on the way there?
Well, I was sitting. I tried to say this was not good.
You can't tell them that.
Bullshit. And then we're sitting in the driveway at my parents'. I'm like, this is not good. You understand this is not good, right? This is a bad thing, and you should not be so excited. And then we got in my parents' house, and I made them take their shoes off, and my mom was at the bottom of the stairs of the family room, and she's like, what? And I just go, that fucking bitch is pregnant. And then for the next 45 minutes I get told how I shouldn't be having as strong a reaction. Why? I should just, it's not mine, so what the fuck do I care for?
Because it affects your family.
Ding! Wow, you figured that out in 2 seconds, and my mom, for some reason, being 67...
And it would be different if she wasn't such a shitty ex.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're a cunty ex.
Yeah, that's why there's that hashtag, my cunty ex. I created that hashtag. Nobody else on Twitter apparently thought to come up with that. That's
Nobody
why
likes
if
to
you
use that word.
Fuck that shit. It's a fucking word.
Oh my God.
It's just a word. It can't hurt you. It's 4 letters, 5 if you add a Y as a suffix to make it a adjective. So yes, I was like, you watch. This will come back to fuck me in so many ways. And I got so many insults thrown at me from my mom. First it was, well, you must not be over her if you're having such a strong reaction. Are you fucking kidding me? Anytime I say anything bad about an ex-girlfriend, she's like, well, you need to get over her. It's not that I'm not over her, Linda. The issue is that I'm worried how this affects my 2 daughters I have now. They don't need... Chi-Chi does not need to be a middle child. She was the baby. And Juice doesn't need to be 10 years old caring for a fucking sibling that's, 6 years younger than her. And it fucks so many things up on so many levels.
This is going to come back at you for the fact of they can't ever keep their shit straight.
Who?
The two of them.
You mean
the ex.
Cunty Magoo and Loverboy?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
they're
they
back
fight
and forth.
Oh, yeah. They're on again and off again all the time.
So it's going to come, well, he's gone. You need to help me.
I'm not fucking helping with that.
I guarantee
child.
she is going to ask multiple times.
I already told my mom, who's like, I'm not going to babysit this child. I'm like, you watch. She's going to play the card where, well,
They're
if you can't
sisters.
help me out, then you're not going to watch the girls for me. I'll find something else. You know? And
this is going to turn into, I'm going to cut back my hours, and I'm going to go on welfare. Which has free fucking birth control.
Yeah, that's the fucked up part. She said she was being careful, and I'm like, no, you weren't, bitch. Unless you're going to tell me that you've been on birth control, there's no fucking way that you could tell me you're being careful. If you're being careful and you're not on birth control, and you just a week ago said how you are so fit to be tied with him and having him and his kids over, it was the last time you were going to play one big happy family, then your playing it safe should have been to lock your vagina in a vault 2 states away and not let anybody know where your location was. And, okay, so I already thought she's not going to be able to work. She's going to make less money. She's going to need more money. Watch child support come after me for it, because she's going to say, well, I need more money because I'm not working as much. And although the money's going to be for baby number 3, it's somehow going to just come down on me. She's going to say, I need more money. They're going to look at me to pick up the slack.
Because it's now a third child. They'll go after him for more. Which, she won't get shit from either one of you because all have
he's got
that
3.
they're paying for.
He's got 3 that he's already paying for.
She'll maybe get $20 from him.
I have family dental and medical, right? He has nothing. All his kids are on the government feedback medical. I wonder if the microphone is picking up Boomer. Boomer is so sad about this baby right now. He's in the next room whinnying. He's like, "Rah, rah." It's not even Buddy interrupting. It's Boomer, and he's like a room and a half away and around a corner, and it's echoing through the fucking heat vents that's coming through this room. He's really brokenhearted, but he feels my pain. He loves me that much that he's hurting for me. So I think it's gonna fuck me on that front.
But it can't.
Well,
you can fight that one.
Never say never. In the county that I live in, because they like to do things all bass-ackwards in the Stone Age. And my dad's like, well, it's not yours. And I had to say, maybe you people haven't heard of this precedent, but in America, if a man is thought to be the biological father of a child, and he's established as paying child support on it, and they later come out to find that he's not the biological father, they don't let him stop paying for the child. He has to fight in the courts. There are famous cases. A couple guys have written books.
Because that's technically adoption then.
Well,
You're legally taking responsibility for this kid, so yes, you do have to go back to court.
Well, that's the thing, is that suddenly it's not your kid, so it's like, you should just be off the hook. Like, okay, well, here, court system, here's the paper that proves that I'm not the biological father, I'm done paying. But no, because Uncle Sam wants somebody to pay for the kid so that he doesn't have to, these fucking fathers are getting stuck paying for these kids. So I'm just picturing her with...
You're ready to go on Maury?
Oh, no, I'm ready to end up on an episode of Dateline Mystery. What the hell was the name of that guy in California that dumped his pregnant wife's body in the ocean? Lacey. What? And his name was Scott. I don't know. The point being is I just picture her, and she's always yelling at R2. Quiet down, do this, don't do that. So that the oldest is always just burying her nose in a fucking tablet. And the little one is always like causing her to be super stressed out. So I'm just picturing her.
So it's like, the opposite of I don't get enough attention, so I'm going to make myself center of attention.
I guess, but now she's going to be yelling at the other ones to quiet down. You're going to wake up the baby, or don't do that to the baby, or leave the baby alone. So now are they going to move in? I fucking hope not. And, she's got 2 car seats in the van. She's going to move one to the back seat. She's going to make the oldest go sit in the back so that if she gets rear-ended. In a van, she would have been fine with 2. But now with, juice in the back, well, thank you for making our oldest spend the rest of her life in a wheelchair because you were too busy talking to the other 2 in the rear view to not see the car coming behind you. Dipshit. Dear God. I mean, she always said that she wanted a boy. When we went to go see what the gender was on the second one, she's like, oh, I hope it's a boy, I hope it's a boy. And she's like, well, it's a girl. And I went, fucking A, yes. And I stood up and pumped my fist. I literally said that right to the nurse. Like, I was so stoked. I'm like, I win again. Because I knew that we could recycle all this shit, and it would save me a ton of money in the long run.
Like, you wouldn't recycle it in the first place?
I'm not going to put pink clothes on a boy.
Well, clothes, yeah. Well.
So.
Everything else.
Clothes are a big thing. Shoes, toys. What the fuck is a boy going to do with My Little Ponies? Besides grow up sexually confused.
Androgynous.
And she's already got them. They had their own room at the house she's renting. Now they're in the same room again, like they used to be in the one big giant bedroom at the apartment she lived in prior to this. So where's she going to put this other one?
I don't know.
She got rid of the crib. She gave the crib to her brother for his third kid that he didn't plan on having. It's like those two are in a constant competition to see who can be the bigger fuck up with the last name. And I said, wow, I would be surprised if her mother, who already has like 3 or 4 cardiac stents, does not have a grabber and die.
And how far along is she?
Not very. So
why in the fuck would you tell your kids no? Anyways, in the first place, if you're not even...
Well, 1, she's a dingbat. 2, she's a dingbat.
Has she even told him yet?
I would fucking hope so. I'm sure he doesn't care. And the fucked up part is people will be like, oh, congratulations. Oh, you're going to have a baby. That's not a good thing for a woman that's already on WIC and uses UCare to supplement my health care. And she's on UCare herself. You know, when we had the first one, I had no benefits at all. I was fine using UCare. I pay my taxes. I was utilizing my taxes for something that I needed directly, as opposed to like the space program or the military or speed bumps outside of schools, you know, or a park to get redone. I was like, okay, we're paying for the delivery. Cool. The second one, it also came out of the taxpayer dime because they didn't add her to my insurance till afterwards. Once again, I was paying taxes. I felt fine about it. But now... like, when it comes down to tax time, she claims R2, and we split the earned income credit. She's like, well, I think that I'll just let him claim it next year on taxes so he can catch up on his taxes. That motherfucker is behind on taxes. Go figure.
Behind on taxes, probably behind on child support, which...
who knows? His kids don't even want to see him most of the time. They don't want to come there. I don't know if it's they're mad at him or they're mad because they don't like her. But, Jesus Christ.
Don't know why.
Of all the people that don't need to have another child, she's right near the top of the list of the people I know. And her and her friends, they're just, oh, congratulations. It's not a good thing. It's a fucking bad thing. I just feel like at some point, she's going to, you know, she should be singing to this kid, head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head and shoulders need some cash to buy clothes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Your conception was a total accident. I'm picturing her and him at the hospital taking family photos with this baby, and in my head is just that fucking orchestral music from The Omen. And I can't believe she'd be this stupid. And she keeps threatening me with like, well, when I get a day job and we're going to go back to court and redo the custody order. Well, good luck getting a fucking day job now, mommy dearest, because you were a year and a half away from having them both in school.
What?
Who knows?
And she thinks that somehow having a day job makes less money, so you have to pay more?
Oh, no. It's that she'll be working during the day when they're at school, and she won't meet me at night, so I won't see them as much, so it won't equate to enough hours to be joint custody. And that she, you know, then she can get knocked into that next custody or that next child support bracket.
Gotcha, bitch.
It's all about money with her. And he doesn't have any to give. He pays for 3. His
that
oldest
doesn't even make
is 12
any
or
sense
13.
Because if you guys have joint custody, you get 50-50 no matter what.
It's got to be at least 45.1% of the time, and she seems to think that if suddenly she doesn't need me to have them that much.
That doesn't change anything. You can fight that to say, these are my days. I get them. Because what happens when they go to school? When they're both in school?
Yeah.
That changes it for both of you.
Kind of. You almost have to count that as one of your days. They're going to school on my day. They're going to school on her day. But, you know, I mean, she already is fighting to get him out the door to get the first one to pre-K. Thank God she's going to kindergarten, 5 blocks away next year?
If she stays there.
Well, that's the other thing. She's like, well, she was talking about wanting to get a house. Good luck with that shit now. You didn't go to college. You kind of tried, and you got like a certificate of the first phase of a long, lengthy program, and you're not an esthetician, and you say you don't want to do that anymore.
And she couldn't even get a job.
She couldn't get a job.
At like the Fantastic Sam's version of...
Well, she tried kind of, but the European Wax Center.
Yeah. If you can't get hired there... Good luck.
I don't... She's so stupid. And the second that I told her that I was disappointed, like, still right in front of the kids when I first found out, she's like, well, I'm not going to do anything about it, so don't even say that. Like, I hadn't even thought to use the word abortion yet, and she's already like, I'm not getting an abortion. You don't have to. I'll kick you in the uterus right now as hard as I possibly can.
I'll save you some money.
6 or 7 times in rapid succession. I don't do anything half-assed if I don't have to. Yeah, this pretty much just seals her fate because she's not going to be able to go to college. She's going to be stuck. She's not
going to want to anyways.
She's going to be stuck in the bar that she's saying she needs to get out of. Thankfully now this will keep her sober.
She tries real hard.
This will keep her sober for the length of her probationary period related to the incident that we don't speak about in specifics, where there was the non-communication order and I was the victim. I try to paint a colorful enough picture that you can figure out what I'm getting at without walking you hand in hand.
Yeah, but did she stay sober even when she was pregnant before?
She would occasionally dabble in token of money here and there, which I was fucking livid about.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And then she smoked through most of her second pregnancy because she couldn't quit. It was too hard. I was stressing her out too much. You're stressing me out because you're a stupid, irresponsible bitch, and I'm concerned about the child growing inside you that I created. I'm sorry if I'm overbearing because I'm worried about that thing coming out normal. You know? That's what a responsible man does. Like, I could have been like all the other guys that accidentally make babies these days and like
walk away
and be like, fuck it, I don't care, and hope that she either wins the lottery or dies or has a miscarriage. But that's not my shtick. If I'm going to make a baby, I want to take responsibility for it. Or there's the other option. Like, I can admit that with the first one, she was such a train wreck that I was scared that I suggested abortion. And she cried and yelled at me for that. And she still to this day, like literally today, I was in Target on the phone with her and she was yelling at me. She's like, well, you wanted to abort our other two. I'm like, first off, I didn't want to abort them both. The first one I suggested at the time because you were a mess. You can't take something completely out of context 6 years later and throw it in my face as if the situation's the same. Because...
Wasn't that when she was totally fucked up?
Yes.
Like...
And I was worried
drunk.
The kid was going to come out fucked up. She was not that many months removed from the last time she ever did meth. Which I didn't find out about until after we had banged a few times. I was real happy about that. Which, by the way, me telling her that if she was going to see me, she could see no other guy. She needs to be exclusive with me. And then having her on that leash is what kept her from going back to meth. Ironically. And then me knocking her up pretty much sealed the deal. So thankfully, I helped her kick meth by accidentally making a baby.
And then two.
But I didn't suggest aborting the second one. I mean, the first inclination she had, like the next day after we banged, that she was off on her math of her clock, I was like, you need to get your ass to Walgreens to go get some Plan B. Because we were like almost broken up at that point. We were as fucked up then as she is with Loverboy now. Only their situation is they've broken up like 12 times or something like that. I can't even keep count. And she'll always play that stupid, well, I love the guy. No, you think you're never going to get anybody else, and you are the typical Stockholm Syndrome abuse victim who, if he treats you good every now and then, you think that, it's going to work somehow. Oh, but and all the people that make a baby to try to save a relationship. I know that we're not right for each other, and you're not exactly what I need, but you're the only person around right now, and I think that if we just throw this extra...
The thing is, nobody else would have her. Unless they were in a fucking gutter already.
You don't know. Throw an extra ball into the juggling act and it's all magically going to be okay. I likened her with 3 kids to juggling chainsaws.
Since she's already had how many breakdowns?
I don't know.
At least one about being a mom.
Yeah. And she's always bitching at me about how she's going to take me back to court and she doesn't like our custody agreement because it favors me. Why would I pay my money to get a custody agreement that doesn't favor me to get my half?
She already gets more than she deserves.
Yes. And then she'll ask for things on my days, like shamelessly. Like today, I want to take her to go see Ratchet and Clank. Oh, you can do that. You can do it on your days. Oh, I'll remember that. Game on.
How many times did she take him to Chuck E. Cheese on your day? Birthday parties?
We have to split the every other Tuesday thing, but I don't ask for them on her days.
Right.
That's when I accomplish other shit I need to do. Recording, editing, mowing the lawn, going on bike rides, actually seeing my friends, napping, catching up on some sleep I desperately need. Not her. No, it's never enough. She's never fucking satisfied. And to say that you were going to get a house, that's gone. Say you're going to get a day job, maybe working at another restaurant, because you're never going to get like a decent, respectable job, because what are you going to do? Online courses? You weren't the school type. She always says, I'm life smart. I'm not book smart, all right?
No, there's street smart.
Right.
And there's book smart.
Which proves...
The fuck is life smart?
That proves that she's not life smart. Just because she doesn't know how to say street smart.
Just because she's still alive for some reason?
I guess. Because she knows where to score drugs and how to take cock. And then how to maneuver around other people that are looking for drugs and cock or pussy. I don't know. Her thinking that she's got a firm grasp on life is like handing a monkey an erector set. And then wondering why half of the pieces end up bent and the rest of them have poop on them. I was dumbfounded that this happened. However, if you listen to episode 6 of Blumpkin and Friends, I literally... just a week and a half ago, cracked a joke that she's probably going to end up knocked up by some loser.
I'm surprised it's taken them this long.
I don't know if I jinxed myself or not.
Soccer!
And when you say you're surprised it's taken them this long, she's gone and taken Plan B like 5 times. And he was mad at her. He's like, well, you've already like killed 5 of our babies.
It's not saying that they were fucking there.
He's such an incredible piece of shit. Like, I'm sure he doesn't care because he likes kids. And then once upon a time ago, they talked about having a baby and she was going to go get Plan B. He's like, well, so you just think we shouldn't because we don't have a lot of money? Why do we need money? Why can't we just be together and be happy? Because we live in America and it's a capitalistic society. You have to buy things. Money doesn't make you happy. It buys you the things that afford you the opportunity to be less stressed out, which equates to happy. Right? So you can have food, so your belly's full, so you're not sitting there complaining about feeling like a goddamn Auschwitz death camp detainee. And you can have a car that works, so you're not worried about having to pay some asshole on the cheap to fix your broken down vehicle with duct tape and bubble gum just to get you through the next pay period. And you can live somewhere that doesn't have walls that are so thin that you can hear the mice humping inside of them. You know? Oh!
Don't.
I don't understand it. Part of me almost wanted to go back to her house last night after I took my kids to my parents. My mom was like, do you need like an hour to go cool off? And I thought, this is it. This is the one time I finally stopped giving him a free pass. And I go over there, kick the door in, and beat him within an inch of his fucking life. Let this child be born with a father with brain damage. And his 19-year-old was there for dinner. So let her see what I'm about. I had to fight so hard to not go beat his ass. I mean, it's not even just for my kids, for fucking her life up. This fucks up her life big time. Because any hopes you had, people say, you can still achieve your dreams after you have kids. You can't talk it. No, it's exponentially fucking harder. I don't want to work in the line of work that I'm in anymore. I don't need to be a correctional officer. I'm fucking tired of it. It's a drain on me spiritually. I get nothing out of it. There's no end goal. At my last review, I go, I haven't set any goals. He's like, none at all. I'm like, well, see, here's why I don't set goals. What we do here never ends. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. We don't magically cure crime. We haven't solved recidivism. What's the point? What's the point of setting goals when you work in a jail? Because to stay employed in a jail, you need a constant flow of dipshits coming through the court system, fucking up, committing crimes, and getting sentenced. And that's the problem, is dealing with the inmates, right? In a traditional business, you have a project. You have timelines. You set goals. You achieve it. And at the end, you celebrate. Yay, we did it. And then you move on to something else. There's never anything else. Every day is just another experience of the same shit. And every year, we have the same meetings, the same months of every year. Every December, I know that we're going to have a potluck and talk about suicide prevention because inmates get depressed during the holidays when they're not with their family.
Oh, darn.
Yeah, same fucking meetings, you know? Oh, is it March? Well, I guess we're going to do emergency procedures, aren't we? And we're going to talk about tornado drills, and we're going to do one. And then we're going to have a fire drill in April because, you know, we got to get in our quarterly fire drill. It's fucking ridiculous. So that's where I'm at. I would love to go back to school, do anything else. I would love to be a teacher. I was helping out at karate class tonight. And I had fun playing teacher with the teacher, like playing teacher's aide. But here's the fucked up part. I was giving better encouragement and more specific guidance to these fucking kids than the sensei does. You know? I'm not saying he's a bad teacher. I hardly know the guy. I've only been in 3 of his classes. I've spent like 150 minutes with the guy. But he's not very specific, and he's not very helpful, and he just kind of just half-asses his way through it. Yes, it's community ed, and he doesn't get paid jack shit, but come on, dude. Work a little harder, and you might get some better results. I like to speak in front of people. It's like entertaining when you're in a classroom. You're holding their attention by entertaining them. You're beating knowledge into their head, and if you're putting a humorous spin in it, like I like to do to everything, that's how you become one of everybody's favorite teachers. The teachers that are a hard ass and just stare at the class and read out of the book and here's your assignment, you fucking hate those people. You still remember them, but not fondly. Whereas my favorite teachers all were, you know, extraordinarily personable. They were funny. They were multidimensional in who they were. They weren't just like, I'm an educator and here's what you need to know. Like my religion teacher from 9th and 10th grade. You want to know why I remember her? Because she's the reason I quit Catholicism. Because after a 1.5 week long march through a desert of pro-life chicanery and being just browbeaten left and right with the, it's a baby, and I would never abort my baby. Even if I got raped, I would love my rape baby as if it was my own. And my husband would love our rape baby, and we'd raise it to be the next president of the United States because it doesn't matter if it's a rape baby. I'm purposely overusing the term rape baby.
Yeah.
And then when she brought in the broad from the family planning clinic who said, well, I'm the nurse who attends for that. It's my job after the abortion to count all the dead baby parts. We were 15 fucking years old, and I said, nope, I'm going to the Commons. I refuse to sit here and listen to this shit. You're not going to try to force me to change my views with your illogical Bible-beating bullshit. No. Fuck you. I'm not going to listen to the dead baby part counter lady.
Because that's supposed to somehow make you abstinent?
It wasn't even about abstinence. It was about how horrible abortion is. I know a lot of people that have done it. People do it for various reasons. Now, I'm not okay with doing it if you frivolously get knocked up because you're slutting around and you've had 3 abortions.
And you have no idea who Dad is?
That's a big one, too, yeah. That's pathetic, all right? If it's people that are in a certain stage of their life where they either have kids or know they don't need or can't have any kids to afford, and they make that, it's not an easy decision. It's a hard decision. You make the decision. You do it logically. No one's like, oh, all right, let's go kill us a fetus. At least I hope not. But I understand. Like I'm pro-choice because there's circumstances. You don't want a retard incest baby. You don't want a rape baby. You know? I know somebody very close to me who was raped and aborted the rape baby. Right. And I would never judge her for that. Because that is a 24-hour walking, talking, lifelong reminder of your victimization. And yeah, maybe you're not like, oh, good morning, rape baby. Happy 5th birthday, rape baby. Here's rape baby at its first communion.
Stop with the rape baby.
Here's rape baby's dance recital. rape baby almost got to be valedictorian.
Stop.
Almost, but it did because it didn't have high enough test scores because it had some personality flaws because it was a rape baby. Unfortunately, my ex is currently knocked up with a not rape baby. And she's like, could you just not be an asshole? Could you not ruin this? Not ruin it for you?
They don't fucking tell you.
Well, Jesus Christ. I would have figured it out eventually, yeah. But like, hey, you look like you're putting on a little weight. What the fuck? And why is it rot? Oh, you bitch. Oh, you goddamn bitch. You know, at least I found out now when it's early enough on.
But she tells you shit and she's like, oh, fuck. Right after she tells you.
Oh, here's the best thing today.
Because she knows you're going to use it against her.
Today, she's like, well, I hope you didn't tell your mom that thing that you learned that's none of her business. I'm like, oh, you mean that I tell your mom that you're knocked up with another accidental pregnancy that's going to drastically alter the trajectory of all of our lives? No, I kept that feather under my cap, Yankee Doodle. What a stupid gas she is. God damn it. Like I said, if I could wave a magic wand and there's no accidental conceptions for 500 years, it might save this planet and society. Because that's the issue. Too many people, not enough resources, shit's getting hectic. People are fighting for what little there is available to have. Jobs, food, opportunity, college. You know, it's not a good time to be alive. And then I read an article about in India where some father raped his daughter and she got pregnant. And they told the town elders because they have kind of like a community council aspect of their culture, where they try to handle it in the community and they don't rely so much on law enforcement because their law enforcement's corrupt and very inept. The elders whipped her with a stick. They whipped him 15 times. They whipped her 5. And then
because she shouldn't have let it happen.
Yeah, I something like that. I don't, and I like, what a broken society. And there's 1 billion people in India. 1 billion.
Yeah.
And it's like so anti-woman. And people get away with rape left and right. And apparently, if a victim's family goes to the authorities, it's not uncommon for the council to try to convince the family to settle it with a monetary compensation.
This brings about that conversation we had the other night about rape protection.
Yeah. Talk about those. Talk about some of those devices.
What were those?
One was like something that goes up in your cooter that's got like a needle in it. There was like the cigar cutter mousetrap in your cunt.
There was the barbs.
The barbs. You stick your dick up there, and then when you try to pull it out, it just rips your dick to shreds.
Oh no, you have to go into a clinic to get it removed. So therefore, you're outing yourself as a
he's got the
rapist.
thing stuck on his dick, or like he's stuck inside her vagina.
He's
and
stuck
they somehow
inside
have to
of
get
this.
there.
No, she sticks it up in her vagina. Looks like a condom. So if he tries to rape her, he automatically is barbed like a fucking porcupine. Comes out of her because it's stuck on him. He has to go to the hospital to have it removed. So he's automatically outing himself as a rapist.
Awesome.
Unless she wants to be a total bitch and just be like, hey.
Hey, what?
Not get raped, but hey. That would be a total fuck if she just did it on purpose.
Oh, and she tricked him into fucking his dick up?
I can see
there was that story a few years ago where a woman was raped on a bus, gang raped, and her male companion that was sitting here, I don't know if it was her boyfriend or her friend, they beat him like pretty much to death. And then they raped her to death. She died from the wounds and the beating. And they weren't going to like put those guys to death. And a crowd surrounded the jail and demanded that they have harsher sentences, and it started a slow revolution of how they handle it. Instead of just this system of council-guided compensation that they use to get the victims' families to retract a statement and say, oh, I wasn't in my right state of mind, it wasn't a rape. And then they try to talk a lot of these girls into marrying their rapists. Like, that's how they solve it. Like, well, we'll make him marry you. Yeah, because that's what she wants, is to be stuck.
When she's 5.
Well, I don't think they do it to fucking kids. I think it's more like teens and 20s and 30-year-olds. Man, if there was a country that was ripe for some viral harvesting, just a purge of their population, like if you could get the bubonic plague, they have a caste system.
Yeah.
And if there's no upward mobility in the caste system there. You're never supposed to graduate more than like a half step of the 5 castes. And if they catch somebody from a lower caste with someone of nobility, holy shit. It hits the fan, dude. They annul the marriage.
Back as a cockroach.
They punish her, and then they fucking put the lower caste person to death and possibly kill his family, too. I just think to myself, boy, I can't wait for Christmas time when this little bundle of
You're
oops
just gonna
is
end
born.
Up more toys here.
Why?
I don't know.
She's going to try to get rid of stuff at her house to stash over here to make room for this stupid shithead baby. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Your half-sibling's father wishes you'll die of SIDS.
Knock it off.
Awful to say that, but fingers crossed, they'll never get that lucky.
You never know.
She just turned us into like a fucked up version of the Brady Bunch. It was bad enough with his 3 and my 2 and them hanging out, and now they have one in common. It's like I have no hope of ever getting away from him. Unless they take another Vegas vacation and the plane goes down. Fingers crossed.
Where does that one go then?
I don't give a shit. It's not my kin. Like, well, sorry about your luck. Hopefully you get a foster family that doesn't rape you. Because then they might conceive a rape baby. The raped baby might birth a rape baby.
Stop it.
This has got to be offending the shit out of some people. Nurse Ashley is going to wag an angry finger at me for making fun of rape babies. I'm not promoting rape. I just wish that my ex would chow down on a blast cap. Well, it's only the size of a sesame seed at this point, so it's not a baby. It's a mass of cells. It's not an actual baby.
10 days old, there's a heartbeat.
Fuck you. Don't play that pro-life propaganda bullshit with me. It doesn't fly. I don't believe in God, and I don't believe in that stupid bullshit. Once you come out of the womb and you're conscious, like, life begins once you're conscious of the world, right? Life begins at conception. Scientifically speaking, yes, but until you're cognizant of your surroundings, you're experiencing the world, you're not, like, officially 100% a whole person.
Until you take your first breath.
Pretty much. I'm not okay with, like, late-term abortion. That's not cool. It's not cool to, like, half deliver a baby and crush its skull. That is some stone-cold Third Reich doctor shit there.
It depends on the reason, though.
Well, if
there's a medical reason...
Like it's a waterhead?
No. Like, you're going to go through 3 more weeks of pain and agony and have a baby that's stillborn, or is only going to live for 3 days, or its heart is out of its chest, or... You're going to put a kid through... No.
Now you heard it here first. Dirty B is all about murdering those babies.
Yep.
With their hearts outside their chest. Jesus loves the little children. Dirty B thinks they should die.
Shut up.
Am I making you feel guilty about saying that yet?
No.
Okay. Good, because you shouldn't. I understand that. I mean, if it's detrimental to the health of the mother. Like, my worst fear now... I thought of this morning while I was taking a shit. Was that...
Best thinking time?
Oh, God, what if it comes down to, like, they're like, oh, it's like a Little House on the Prairie type delivery scenario where it could cost her life to deliver the baby to the baby or her. And then she's like, save my baby. I'm like, fuck you. Now my kids don't have a mom, and it's what do we do with this awkward half-sibling that they're going to want to see on their birthday and holidays? Fuck you.
So how is that different from the Vegas plane going down?
I could just say bye. Because she's not going to be going on Vegas trips once the kid's out and like a few years old. Because who's going to watch it? I'm not going to watch it.
She'll find somebody.
I'm sure she'll say, well, you can't watch your kids if you're not going to watch this one. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. I didn't make this mistake. You did.
If she actually tries that...
I guarantee she will. I want to
be there as an audience.
No, because she'll look at you and be like, what are you fucking looking at, bitch? Don't you judge me. She hates you so much.
I know.
So much.
She won't even look me in the face, though. She is so passive-aggressive towards me.
Oh, my God. Who the hell cares?
Yeah, well, that's her. Talk a big game and then not do anything to your face. Although today it was, you need to let me talk to my daughter on the phone or you're getting a felony for contempt of court. I've gotten advice from a real lawyer, not my friends. You're in contempt of court. I'm like, if you call me and you yell at me and you cuss at me and I hang up before you mention you wanted to talk to your kids, I'm not in contempt of court, you dingy bitch. You have to say, I would like to talk to my daughter, not, you need to fucking get off my back and not stress me out because you fucking stressed me out for 2 pregnancies and I'm not going to go through that shit again. All right? Stop fucking being so horrible to me. You're such an asshole. Now, anywhere in those statements did you hear any mention of children? Other than that, I stress her out during pregnancies. To, not smoke and not drink and eat less Taco Bell. Or to not hog the bed. That's another thing. Ladies, if you're really, really pregnant, do you need to sleep at a fucking 60-degree angle? It's bad enough that your belly's sticking out to high hill. I'm fine with trying to work a situation where we're both still in the bed. You shouldn't need a California king.
I'm not the one to ask.
To stay together during a pregnancy. I'm not asking you. I'm making a generalized pitch out to all pregnant women. Yeah. I had to switch sides of the bed because she couldn't lay on the one side, because I guess it's not good for you when you're pregnant, which I did, which sucked, because my shoulder, that's like my bad shoulder, my overused right shoulder, I had to sleep on it. I can't sleep facing in because her hair's right there, or her elbows are right there.
So what's wrong with her facing inside of the bed?
Apparently it don't work that way, I don't know. Or not. I would tell her, like, if you straighten out some, you will be all the way on the bed and comfortable, and then I won't be teetering on the brink of falling off onto the floor and getting shitty sleep, and then you're a raging bitch all day, and then I can't make up for it at night. So I'm on the verge of committing a murder constantly because I'm so under-rested and stressed out. And then heaven forbid I try to take a nap when, the first one was sleeping, or I let her take a nap. It was always about, you don't let her take a nap because then she doesn't sleep through the night. I let her sleep when she fucking wants to sleep. She's a baby.
How old was she? A newborn?
No, this is when Juice was a toddler and she was pregnant with number 2. So it's, you're not taking a fucking nap.
Bullshit, she's still 2.
And then with the second one, her and her mom, whenever her mom had to get him at like 9 o'clock at night for me dropping him off, did they nap? What time? Oh, that's too late. They shouldn't be taking naps. They sleep when they sleep. Her fucking brain is developing. Who am I to be like, hey, your mom doesn't want to be stressed out and be up with you for an extra hour after work. She complains about all those times that she's got to bring you to me and she's missing out on days. But heaven forbid she gets off of work when she's had her shots and her smoke and possibly a toke. And then you're still up and want to play games and talk and be a child. I would hate for her to have to do any responsible parenting. Or be sober. Because I know how hard that is for her. For this next 9 months, holy shit. It's going to be like...
He's not going to stop her.
I don't think she's going to drink during pregnancy.
If you stress her out enough.
No, then she'd probably... Well, that's the thing is I don't know which of her drugs, her pharmaceuticals she can take while pregnant. There's certain ones she can't take. She's going to be like on high all the time. Not high, on high. Like her personality cranked all the way up to 11. Because she can't pop an Ativan and then, you're stressing me out and I had to take an Ativan because of you. Why? Because I'm forcing you to be responsible for your actions? And that's what today's phone call was, is don't stress me out. I'm sorry that I have to be the voice of reason to tell you that this is not necessarily a good thing, and you should feel a little bad about creating another life that's going to grow up, find out that it was conceived in an even more fucked up relationship than ours, by mistake, and who knows what kind of life this kid's going to have. Because I'm always going to resent it for how it affected my kids. Because it's going to steal her attention away from them. It's hard enough when you're a single parent, even with joint custody, with someone who doesn't co-parent, because we want to raise them different ways. She says, don't yell at them. Don't spank them. But then you hear her through the phone when she's got them, and she's always fucking yelling.
It's not the same.
I guess not. And I apparently do everything wrong. And I need to learn how to compromise, which is I need to learn how to bend over and take and do everything she wants. So she has everything she wants all the time and she's always happy. We weren't married. You're not my wife. And I don't subscribe to that happy wife, happy life bullshit anyway. A marriage is 2 people and they need to learn to work as a team, not the guy just fucking does whatever the woman wants so that his life's not miserable. Because you know how you fix that problem? 1 of 2 ways. bullet, divorce. All right, and they're both final. That's why,
I'd rather go for the bullet.
Some of my married friends that just like, they let their wives walk all over them. I'm like, I don't understand this. You're doing things that you don't want to do all the time. You're changing your life drastically in ways that you're not prepared for to appease her just because you won't stand up and say, honey, no. Did you know that baby number 2 is referred to as the relationship breaker? It was for us. It's chaotic enough having one kid when you don't like each other to have a second one. I mean, she almost sent me home from the hospital 3 times after we had the second one. Like, I don't need you here right now. Well, you didn't make the kid without me, bitch. So, yeah, that's how much of a raging cunt she was then. Ad stuff. I got to take a breath.
I think you pretty much covered it.
God damn it. I'm face palming right now. I'm rubbing my eye right now. It's just, this kid is going to grow up possibly fucked up. I got to believe that people that grow up and find out they were an accident and they weren't necessarily planned, it can profoundly screw you up. Not permanently, but, I mean, that's a big stigma to carry.
Yeah, but look at how many kids aren't planned.
That's why we have so many fucking people that are just unhinged these days. On pharmaceuticals, shooting up the place, sense of entitlement, drugs and alcohol to compensate for the parenting they never got because absentee fathers and shit. Winding up in the system, winding up in mental health care, winding up in prison.
Or having your kid come home from school and go, for months, I want a stepmom, but you'll still be my favorite mom. Okay, well, doesn't work that way. Okay. To coming home like last week and going, okay, I don't want a stepmom. Stepmoms are mean.
What, did you watch Cinderella and figure it out?
No, all the kids at school
have stepmoms?
Apparently there's quite a few of them.
God damn it. That's a sorry state of affairs.
This is still quite humorous, actually.
It is. I just hope that you didn't overload the mic with the volume of your laughter. My kids are upstairs
I was not
sleeping.
expecting that.
That's why I told you it was going to be a surprise, and I gave you no hints about what the topic of this episode would be about. I didn't start it off with the usual music or introduction, because that's like, this is a game changer. My life, my kids' lives, her life, never going to be the same. I can't just kick it off with the same old, welcome to the, what do we call it, podcast, with your host, Jmann intro with the music and shit. I can't do that. That's why I played air raid sirens, because a bomb went off in my head and I don't feel okay. It's like scorched earth on my psyche today. You know, when I was talking to her on the phone today, and this is the last thing we'll end it after this, is there was a woman stocking the magazine section at Target, and I think I heard her say, "You're too loud." And I wanted to just go around the corner and be like,
to who?
Listen to me, because I was talking on the phone. There was nobody else around. It was just her. So I apparently was making her workday uneasy because she had to listen to me angstily scold my ex for conceiving a third child out of wedlock by mistake.
Which, if I was that person, I'd be like, creeping through the library books.
Not her. I don't know. So I wanted to be like, listen, motherfucker. All hell has broken loose. And I'm sorry if this is having you feel some bad negative feels. If you're one of those people that burns an aroma candle constantly and only wants to hear about live, love, and laugh and all that shit. But you stock magazines at Target for a living. Clearly at some point your plan did not pan out in life. So who are you to tell me that I shouldn't have feeling? That's how we are as a society. We don't want to hear about other people's emotions, but we constantly want to just spew negativity and hope that other people are like, yeah, good for you. But if, you're in the middle of doing anything like, shh, stop interrupting my eating cheese fries, asshole. I'm sorry that you're having a bad day. It's probably comparable to something that I've lived through, but you shut the fuck up. This is my lunch break. This is my section of Marie Claire magazines that I'm restocking with new publication dates. And this is the new issue of Cosmo that I'm putting out.
Oh, God, I wish I could use that excuse of, this is my lunchtime, you need to go away.
Yeah. Well, we know how you feel about people eating too loud. It drives you nuts. Makes you want to kill people.
Slightly.
So, as I've said before, your best bet in life is to pull out, gentlemen. Or just keep feeding her Plan B crushed up in her food all the time, even when she doesn't need it. Because Uncle Sam is not going to give you a male birth control pill because it needs more people to pay taxes and continue to be consumers to drive the machine of capitalism forward in this democratic republic that we live in, guided by the Constitution, one nation under an imaginary invisible being that lives in the sky and wants you to not have sex in any position that is a missionary outside of marriage, to not fight, to not take drugs, to not use swear words, to not covet goods or wives, to just stay home, except on Sunday when you honor the Sabbath and you stay home, not lying, not cheating, not stealing, honoring thy father and mother, and not worshiping false idols.
Got it covered.
From sea to shining sea.
Fuck my life.